To our instructor, Dr. Abdani De Bandera, the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, to my classmates, a pleasant day. I am Melanie Camas, and today I'm going to report about the entrepreneurial mind. So let's start. So to be an entrepreneur is to think differently. Entrepreneurship can be taught and learned. In many ways, entrepreneurship is like any other major discipline that requires intense study and practical experience. Yes, this following, it is very true. So, if we wanted to become a businessman or an entrepreneur, we have to think every steps that we are going to deal. So for the chapter 1, let's tackle first the strategy. So, something that came up into my mind when I hear the word strategy, so it is something like a process. So, in which it is a style of thinking. Yeah, kasi involved man nga maghuna-huna ta, a conscious and deliberate process. So, we are aware of what we are doing. So, it is also an intensive implementation system wherein if you have the talk, you should work for it, not just to talk about it. Then, the science of ensuring future success. So, di ba, kung natay strategy, natay mga process nga pag-agian, ensure good sa ana nga, part ana ang success. So, if nakay mga pangutana sa imong self karon, asa ka karon nga point sa imong life? Ug unsa pa imong mga gusto makabot? Ug paunsa man nimo na siya makabot? So, if you have an entrepreneur mind, so would you settle just like now that you are just a student? Right? Diba? Dili ta mag-settle lang sa kanang remain lang a student lang ta permanente. Dapat na tay goal nga maka-earn tag money. So, today, I will discuss thoroughly the strategies and tactics in improving business. So, first one is think big. Ano man, dapat maghuna-huna ta og wider aspect or wider views. So, it must be borne in mind that the tragedy in life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. So, di ba, it doesn't count kung ikapila ka nag-fail. Ang importante, nakay dakong goal nga ginalantaw o gusto gito nimo siya ma-achieve. So, it is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for and not failure but low aim is sin. So, di ba, kung kinsa ragoy tawo nga kanang walay dakong pangandoy nga makahawa sa ilang sitwasyon. For example, nagkalisod. So, kinsa may ganahan nga forever na lang magkalisod, di ba? Wala. So, you have to think big. The next is, there are two types of failure in business. Not surviving beyond its starts and not reaching its full potential. Then, in business, so thinking big simply means pursuing ideas that maximize the scope of your potential. Likewise, it can mean pursuing ideas that have maximum impact in the world. So, one of the main obstacles to thinking big is inability to outgrow your environment. So, sama ana, dapat mo gawas ka sa imong kaugalingong shell para makakita kag wider views bitaw sa palibot nga you need to do something and don't be just like a stagnant water. So, dapat mo go with the flow, gid ka mo go beyond your limits, gid ka para ma-experience nimo ang kanang ma-experience nimo ang kanang mga mas deeper pag yun nga learning in life. Then, many entrepreneurs lack the motivation to pursue big ideas. So, kanis sila, kay katunis lang mga doubtful sa ilang self, kanang dili sure sa ilang mga abilities, ilang capacities. So, kulang pa sila og self-confidence, og determination, and perseverance. So, several entrepreneurs lack the self-confidence to think big. So, sa akong giingon, if you have lacking in self-confidence, so dili ka makahuna-una og mas wider pa sa imuhang na-imagine. So, entrepreneurs often lack the diversity and expertise of influencers required to think and eventually to execute in a big way. So, di ba, true kayo siya nga kanang paminaw nimo dira lang ka na stuck, but napaday nga mas bigger opportunity sa imuha nga wala pa nimo na discover. Next is create new markets. So the two kinds of entrepreneurs are those who create markets and those who do not. So on the one hand, the entrepreneur who has create markets is considered a revolutionary. So di ba namantay ka ng, for example, natin specific product nga ibaligya, then mag-create ka ng mga kinsa gyud ang mga consumer ana nga product kanang ikaw mismo ang naka-invent ng ana nga mga consumer, and then napoy uban nga kanang dili sila mag specific og target bitaw, like basta kay mag-business lang ning ana, then wala gyud target nga mga consumers. On the other hand, the entrepreneur who competes in well-established markets is considered ordinary. Both approaches can lead to success in business, but research indicates that the creative entrepreneur has a better strategic position. So it is really true, right? And then for the next strategies and tactics is work on your business, not in your business. So finding quality people to fill all important roles puts you in the frame of mind of running a business. So in this mode, you are really an entrepreneur, and that's what it is all about. So kung entrepreneur mind ka, dapat mag-focus lang sa imong kaugalingong business, di ba? Dapat trabahoon nimo unsay mga dapat trabahoon para mas successful imong business. So once you have successfully eliminated the dependency of your business on you, and the process won't be quick and easy, you can focus on growing your business or even moving on to your next venture. Next is all risk isn't risky. So risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. So diba sometimes pag mag-risk ta, na ay worth it. Bisan pag mag-fail ta, if mag-risk ta, naara gyapon na siya learning. Nga wherein dili na ta dapat mo sugot nga mahitabo pa na siyang failure, di ba magkaton ra gyapon ta. So all risk isn't risky, and entrepreneurs know this rule. Put another way, the reality of becoming an entrepreneur isn't so much about the high probability or risk of failure as much as your ability to beat the odds. So this is really true. So if you are thinking negative, so what will happen sa output or sa outcomes at ang hard work, di ba? Possible nga you are kanang gina-embrace nimo ang negative energy. So dapat mo-go ka dito sa positivity. So all risk isn't risky, and entrepreneurs know this rule. So the reality of becoming an entrepreneur isn't so much about the high probability or risk of failure as much as your ability to beat the odds. So strategies and tactics in improving business. Another one, don't waste time. So procrastination is opportunity's natural assassin. So diba, kanang si procrastination is mo yun siya ang isa sa makapatay sa imong business. Kung magsige ra kag unya na lang. So wala kay productive day, wala kay productive mind. Paunsa man mo go imong business kung permanente na lang ka magsigig unya. So dapat time is precious gold, or time is gold. So mo na siya, dapat di kita mag-waste of time. Next is build a company that is systems dependent, not people dependent. So moreover, using technology creates process maps to visualize how you will execute different tasks. So these steps helps you to determine where your processes can be improved and see where your technology can make your processes more efficient. So diba, dapat dili nato ito ring nga ang technology kay kaaway. Instead, if use na nato ang atong business nga wherein ma-utilize nato ang technology in improving our business. So mao ganing mas mapadali, mas mapadaghan ang imuhang product, mas madako ang imong income. So kung mag-incorporate ka sa new world or sa technological world, so possible nga pwede mag-success imong business or mag-grow imong business. 7 is ask for help. So tell everyone what you want to do and someone will want to help you do it. So when you start your business, lose the ego immediately. It's the main reason that entrepreneurs don't seek help. An overinflated ego even prevents those who ask for help from receiving it. So paunsa man makabalo ang tawo nga nagkinahanglan day ka kung dili ka kabalo mo ask og help. And kung ikaw lang alone, do you think ma-handle nimo na without the ideas, without the help? Mapaunsa man nga help is magmatter gyud na siya wherein kay pag the more na help nga imong matabang, the more ka encourage nga buhaton ang makapa-grow imong business, di ba? So, the more nga mangutana ka, the more nga learning ang imuhang makuha. And then, rarely do people want to help those who act as though they don't need it. And there's a difference between being confident and having an ego that's too big for your own good. And confidence attracts people, ego repels them. So, di ba, kung magpa-as if ta nga, kaya dyan na to, di ba, dili siya ka ng nindot sa mata sa mga tao. And try to open up yourself to others wherein daghan po na silang suggestions nga mo ka help sa imuha. And then, business comes first, family second. Good things happen when you get your priorities straight. So one of the biggest advantages of entrepreneurship is independence and flexibility to prioritize. So if your business is doing well, you deserve to take more breaks and to spend quality time with family. So if not, you should be hard at work, making sure that you can provide for your family and generations to come. Kasi kung mag-permanente na lang ka family, then paunsa man ka makaprovide sa imong family needs, di ba? So dapat balance. Para makasupport ka in many ways, dapat not just kay money para ma-supportan mo imong pamilya, for example sa food, sa mga school obligations, sa mga ingana, and syempre dapat mag-giveaway pug kag time para sa ilaha, dili lang kay business lang jud. So if stable na imong business, you can have several, for example, out of town, out of the country. So mga ingana nga laglag if stable na gyud imong ang business. Next is do what's most important first. So do important task first thing in the morning when you get up. So change your environment, disconnect from real world, take substantive breaks. So, di ba kung basta mga entrepreneurs, so sa mga nakita nato sa entrepreneurs, sayo kay na sila mumata, then dili na sila hilig mag-spend sa ilang time sa mga useless nga mga pagabuhaton. Dito gina nila invest ilang time wherein makakita sila kwarta, maka-income sila. And then, hire a good lawyer. So, a good business attorney will provide vital assistance in almost every aspect of your business. So second, an attorney helps you to protect your intellectual property. Third, an attorney reviews the legal documents on your company, creates and receives from the others to ensure that your business interests are protected. So third, an attorney reviews the legal documents your company creates and receives from others to ensure that your interests are protected. So make sure that you protect the most important asset you have, your company, with adequate legal services from an attorney. Then, the business plan is overrated. So the 3 crucial steps followed before even thinking of writing a business plan will work. So possible for you. So first, examine the competitive landscape to see what companies are already there. Then second, discuss the idea with potential customers. Then third, develop a sketch or basic prototype of product. Next is require criticism and disagreement in your company, or honest disagreement is often a good sign of progress. So surround yourself with honest people who tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you don't, you may become the laughing stock of your industry too. So diba dili man tanan ka ng tanan pag maghandle tag business is mo kaingon ta nga kuan na jud kay successful na jud siya. So dapat kinahanglan gyud nato ng mga feedback, mga comments bisan pag good or bad na siya, dapat ato na siyang i-accept gihapon para maka-create tag improvement sa atong business. Then fire your worst customers. So be skeptical of a client who seems not to know what is needed or who constantly makes changes. So be careful if a client is not willing to pay an hourly rate or piece rate of some kind. So avoid any client who hesitates to sign a well-written agreement. So pag nakay-worst nga customers, so dili na nimo sila nga need if ma-abuse na imong business or kanang madihado ang imuhang business. So you can earn another customers basta nindot lang imuhang kanang intention sa mga customers o ma-provide kag good or high quality services. Next is take heed of any less than good feelings you have about a potential client. So don't be afraid to fire a client just because some customers want you doesn't mean you need them. So di ba na ang ba nasanay nga customers is always right, pero di ba it depends on the situation. So if you think nga toxic ang kanang client para sa imong business too, you can eliminate them. You don't need them. Next is outsourcing makes sense. So, di ba, kanang ask for help, kanang dapat mag-create ka ganang open mind bitaw, open heart para mag-asog help, mag-asog suggestions, ingana. Then, move on fast from a bad business idea. So, dili na ka magstay pa ana or dili na nanimugaan pag-importance ng mga para sa imong mga bad business idea kay dili man siya maka-help. So, dili dapat nimo i-think nga ang kanang bad idea is nindot jud na siya nga plans para sa imong greatness. So, if it's not working, move on or adjust quickly. So, a bad economy is a great opportunity. So, entrepreneurs do not allow a bad economy to hold them back from accomplishing their goals. So, di ba? Ang mga negosyante mangita gyud na sila pamaagi bisan pag na-bankrupt na sila mangita gyud na sila kanang pamaagi nga mag-continue ang service sa ilahang company or sa ilahang business. So, dili gyud na sila mo dapat lig-on jud ka nga pagka-entrepreneur kay dili man sa tanan panahon nga dili makaagi kanang kalisod ang imong business. So, dapat naka-prepare pug ka ana nga possible nga mahitabo sa imong business. Then, adopt technology early. So, akong gaingon ganina, dapat i-incorporate nimo ang technology with your business. So, ignorance can be bliss. So, possible man gud nga kung too confident ra kay ka, like kabalo ka sa tanan, so dili naka-open for any suggestions or new learning. So, don't be too confident like as if you know everything. So, nagit tayo na ibawan nga wala po nahibawan sa uban and as well as wala po ta nakabalo sa ilang nahibalan. So, better nga mag-fuse ang ideas para maka-create og better nga ideas about business. So, adapt to change quickly. So, kung naay change sa market, dapat mag-adjust po ang kumpanya or ang business. Kay possible nga mag-imong customer, possible po siya nga mag-ingon sa imuha, mag-comment sa imuha nga ingani palagi inyo ang business. So, dapat ikaw willing to change po ka into something greater about sa imong business. Then, next is technology is an opportunity, not a threat. So, dili nimo kawa in technology. Instead, i-use nimo ang technology para mas mulambo pa imong business. Next is always follow up. So, fear of rejection causes many entrepreneurs to fail to follow up. So, then, entrepreneurs lack the dedication and energy to follow up. A misunderstanding of business etiquette prevents many entrepreneurs from following up. So, di ba, nahisayo sa akin nga makampante kay tungod sa stable na atong business, ana-ana. So, dapat kabalo po tayo follow up everyday kung unsa naman ang status ng business, ni grow ba ang sales or ni baba ba. So, dapat mag-follow up kita permanente bisan pag kanang walay problema nga gina-face ang atong business or atong company. So, have a laser-like focus. Kaya naman, kung lahi-lahi mong focus, possible nga maglibog ka kung unsay unahon. Dapat isa-isa lang yun. O dito yun imong target nga focus. Wala na kay lain huna-hunaon kundi ang katurog yun imong goal. So, non-profit really means profit. So, non-profits do spend money. So, non-profits are willing to take risk with new vendors to save money or to generate solid revenues. So, non-profits are loyal and will refer you if you are excellent. So, di ba, kanang mga non-profit organization is naman gihapoy money nga magtuyok ana. And, paunsa sila maka-earn is kanang mga sponsored or kanang naay mag-donate, ting ana bitaw. So, dili pasabot nga pag non-profit organization is walay money dira ang involved. Because paunsa man maka-work ang maka-give og service ang organization if not or without money. Then, explore new adventures for inspiration. So, dili lang ka dapat mag-stagnant kay ang world also is nag-evolve ang technology, nag-evolve ang imong environment. So, dapat mo adapt gyud ka kung unsa ang naa sa imong environment. Look for something greater, not just kung unsa imong views mo na. So, dapat mangita kag inspiration. So, failure doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yes. So, kita nakaagi naman jud ka ng mga failures in life. So kung magpadaog kasi mong fail, so pindi gihapon jud ka tibok imong kinabuhi. So like me as a student, as a daughter, so dako kay expectations sa ato ang. So if ma-fail man ta once sa atong mga exams, sa atong quizzes, so dili pasabot ana nga dira lang jud tataman. So napay mas dako pa imong ability kaysa ana. Siguro kulang lang kag efforts and kanang mga pagabuhaton para ma-successful ka. So dapat dili nimo itatak nga ang failure dira lang ka pag ma-fail ka dira lang kataman. So it makes you stronger the more nga failure imong matubang. So seek partnerships for the right reasons. So for entrepreneurs looking to build a new business or expand an existing one, a strong partner can be a key. So dapat, di ba, appeal po ni siya sa ask for help. So dapat mangita gyud kag mga investors sa imong business kay dili man mo grow ang imuhang business kung tira lang jud ka taman. So dapat para mailado po din mong business, dapat mangita ka investors para mo, for example, para mas mo grow pa ug na kay na-create nga ideas nga kanang mas requires of big amount of money. So why not find an investors? So next is be a master of leveraging resources. So dapat na po kay mga strategy ana pag magngita kag mga resources. Then you can follow the law of leverage. So next is an idea's execution, not its uniqueness yield success. So ideas are easy. It's the execution of ideas that really separates the sheep from the goats. So di ba kung puro sa ideas pero wala po kay kanang action into that idea, so mag-remain ra gid na siya nga ideas. And then dapat walk the talk jud ka. Then find an enemy, not literal nga kanang mag-uwan ka, mangita ka kasumbagay. So when you start a business, immediately choose an enemy that you and your team aspire to crush. Identifying an archival helps to solidify your team around a common goal and serves as a natural motivator. So implementing this basic gamification strategy enhances your competitive spirit and at least makes business a lot more exciting for everybody. So, dili find an enemy nga dauton nimo sila ang ilang business or company. Instead, make it as an inspiration nga mas malabwan nimo siya without causing them negatively. So, di ba? Healthy competition. Next is don't underestimate your competition. So, instead, introduce your competition but describe the severity of the competitive threat. Moreover, no matter if you are in the initial stages of developing your startup or if you are a developed company, don't underestimate the competitive threat of substitutes. So, sometimes, atong pangunaw na is kanang successful na atong business pero dili jud na siya basihan para mag-settle na lang ta sa inyo ng situation. Dapat we have to improve pa jud para dili pud ka ma-behind sa mga other companies or other business groups. Kay sila, mag-aim gid pud na sila nga mas mulabaw pa. So dapat ikaw, you should also do your part nga. Porque successful na ka or successful na imong business, dira na lang ka mag-settle. So dapat find a ways also nga mas ma-improve pa ang imong business or imong company. Next is ask for what you want. Ask and it will be given to you. Matthew 7:7. So there's a big difference between thinking and knowing what is possible versus having the courage to ask for it. If you want something, so I encourage you to ask for it. You will be surprised to see what it gets you from time to time. So di ba kung nagiday gusto things, nagiday prayers nga ginabuhat para ato na siyang ma-achieve. Di lang kayo minutag, unta makuha na lang na syempre dapat mag-ask ka guidance from our Almighty. So para gaan kayang knowledge, wisdom, mo-help siya kay whatever you ask for, if sincere lang gid ka ana or good jud na o good pud ang imong gina-ask, so rewardan jud ka sa ato ang Almighty. So di pud kaniya pasagdan. Then no competition means your idea probably has little merit. So no demand exists for the product. For example, the market is too small, the business is not profitable, the barriers to entry are too great. So in short, if wala kay competition, probably means you have a bad business idea on your hands. So pag naa gani bad business idea, so leave it there. So don't be magstay lang ka dira. So change plan dayon. So if often what looks like a harmless path to success is really a dangerous path leading you right off a cliff. Next is put out fires quickly. In what way? So respond quickly and calmly. For example, ani ang imong mga customer na wild na yung mga kanang reklamo. So listen attentively after you offer a sincere apology. Tell the customers how you plan to address the problem in detail with a specific time frame. So give updates often on the progress of your resolution. Then, when the issue is resolved, make sure that the customer is satisfied. So dapat mo compensate pug sa imong reklamo. So di ba naman jud customer nga di man na siya magreklamo kung wala siya problem sa imong business or sa imong product. So to be great in business means to be great at putting out fires quickly. So they are inevitable, and one of the biggest fires you'll have to put out is an urgent customer complaint. So making sure that you resolve customer complaints in the best way possible so as to ensure that customers stay with your company should not be something you learn while on the job if you can help it. So ibaylo ba nimo ang imuhang background sa business sa complaint lang sa patient? So why not isettle nimo para good ra gyapon ang impression sa imuhang business? So diba, mas dako og impact og iyang ipangkalat kung nga ingani ka, ingana ka nga pagka-entrepreneur. Dili ka kabalo handle sa imong customers' complaints. Then have an exit strategy. So despite how awkward or how uncomfortable it may be, plan an exit strategy when you start your business. Smart entrepreneurs not only focus on creating their business, but also plan how to get out of it the best way possible. So diba, kung nakay plan sa pag-startup, na po kay plan para sa imong pag-exit sa business. So for example, mag-exit pa ka sa business nga billionaire ana, or magtukod hapsay imo ang pag-exit sa business o mag-create kag another business nga paminaw nimo mas better, so dapat mag-create kag exit strategy. Next is chapter 2, education. When you become an entrepreneur, your education is just beginning. So in fact, in order to be at the top of your game, you must continually seek and devour information that will make you and your business better. So entrepreneur who stops learning stops earning, right? So entrepreneurs educate themselves primarily through reading books, studying successful people, perusing industry magazines, attending conferences, and countless other ways. So dili mo need og kanang grabe jud nga background sa education for you to learn. So why not try the other options na mag-read kag mga books, mga sentiments sa uban nga mga successful entrepreneurs. Sama nilang Bill Gates, nilang Mark Zuckerberg. Isa na sila sa mga successful nga entrepreneur nowadays. Then, school is not a necessary education. Why? Because, di ba sa first discussion is, pwede na to ma-learn ang entrepreneurship. Pwede ta magkaton based on experiences. So entrepreneurs who excel educate themselves constantly about new technology, business strategies, and so on. And you don't necessarily have to be in school to do that. So, di ba, dili man tanan matudlo kay in real life kay sa school. Instead, pwede man ta maka-learn sa ato ang mga experiences. So, you are in no rush to get an Masters of Business Administration. So, di ba, dili man tanan mga entrepreneurs nga successful is na MBA o Masters sa Business Administration. So, hiring a business school graduates to help me run my business. So, dapat ingani mo mindset. Dili maka MBA, wala maka MBA dirang dapita, pero mag-hire ka og kanang mga graduates og Masters in Business Administration. Kay maka-help mo na sa imuhang company. So di ba, ask for help og outsourcing. So isa na siya ka factor. Next is for the chapter 3 is people. I love humanity, it's people I can't stand. So focusing on the markets or their customers or consumers. Then, spend the majority of your time with people smarter than you. As iron sharpens iron, so one sharpens another. So, diba? True. So, that is from Proverbs 27:17. So, it behoves every entrepreneur and anyone else who strive for success to be surrounded with the brightest and best minds. So, the more nga halubilo ka og mga smart people, the more po nga mas ma-sharpen po ang imong mind. Maka-trigger imong inner smart version of you. So, di ba, kung makuyog po ka ng mga inani ra po nga tao, so dili ka mag-learn, na-learning, pero dili yun ka tong mga highly recommended bitong ideas. Dapat dito ka sa proven and tested nga mga successful, so nga wherein serves as inspiration mo sila or imong guide para mas mo improve ang imong company or business. Then, office space is not a priority but a good team is. Right? So, another, what you wear isn't what you're worth. San pag musuot kag trapo dira, wala kay labot sa unsay maingon sa mga tao. It's the money that counts. You can wear whatever you want as long as you have money. So you don't always have to be the smartest one in the room. Hello, if you are too confident, do you think pag-learn po ka if, like, paingon ka nga, ikaw na dyan ang pinakamayos in business world? It's not like that. So the world doesn't revolve like that. So you should change your perspective nga. Every time nga mo go ka sa something nga mas bigger, syempre dapat open po ka to be teach or educate teachable heart. Next is talent trumps seniority. So I'd rather have a lot of talent and a little experience than a lot of experience and a little talent. Kaya naman, ang talent is puhunan yun na siya. Maka-create kag money through sa imong talent. So mas better nga mas daghan kurog talent kay tapos ma-discarte pa. So mas taas ang chances nga mas mo success pa. So anyways, ang talent is pwede man gihapon siya ma-learn o ma-improve. Then, you are odd and it's okay. So when it comes to being a successful entrepreneur, it pays to be odd. And besides, when you become wealthy and successful, people tend to forget how odd you might really be. So it's okay lang na magpaka-weird ta usahay para mapansin ta or usahay i-perceive mo ka sa tao nga yung anak kaka-weird. Pero pag successful na ka, hello, di na dyan nila naon nga weird ka because they are after your money. They are after your business. So malimtan na nila ang imong ka-weird side. Next is people don't only work for money. So don't hire a man who doesn't your work for money. So but him who does it for love of it. So dili lang naman siya tao nga kanang no matter pa nga isag wala na sila sweldo, still ang ilahang ginapakita nga pag work is productive, na sila passion sa ilang work. So dapat ka na imong mga ipang treasure kay mo na siya ang mulaban sa imong business or sa imong kumpanya. So do not hire nga mag-rely sa money kay like kung walay sweldo, so dili po siya productive, dili po niya tarongon ang iyang work. So i-eliminate na silang mga ingana nga mga tao or mga employees. Next is you have a sidekick. So it may take some time and effort to find the right people, but once you do, you increase your chances for success greatly. So syempre dapat na jud kay mga kanang kinatawag na to ganang mga pinagkakatiwalaan bitaw nimo kang gisaligan gyud nimo. So then don't let people abuse your flexibility. So people who are entrepreneurs must learn that entrepreneurs are flexible because they work hard for that privilege. When that privilege is abused or at least not respected, frustration and angers or against ensue. So syempre, pag flexible enough ka, like sige na lang kag sabot or tusbo nimo ang trabaho sa uban or sa imong employees, dili po na nimo dapat pasagdan, dapat balance ka. Flexible enough to handle things, not kanang maghimong dependent na jud sa imo totally ang imong mga employees. Okay? And then, don't manage people, manage expectation. So you cannot manage people, only expectations. So conflict offense often comes from failed expectations. So for example, gusto gid nimo nga ingani imong ipabuhat sa tao bisag kabalo jud kang nagkalisod na siya, nagkagidlay na siya. Kay para ingani ang outcome. O dapat kung sa lagi capacity sa tao, dito na jud mo siya dawaton, dili kay imuha jud siyang kanang pugson, imuha jud siyang kanang i-force nga ingani dapat siya magtrabaho. So manage your expectation kay tao ra man gid pud na siya. Then get the right mentor para mas greater pud ang imong learning ug sakto pud imong learning. Choose your spouse wisely kay possible ang imong money kay because of love, so pwede niya ma-abuse ang imuhang pag-love sa iya. Possible na siya. Then fire unproductive people. So paunsa nga sige ra kag sweldo pero unproductive, so di ba? Dili nimo sila need nga mga inang klase nga tawo. Next is for the finance. Money isn't the most important thing in life, but it's reasonably close to oxygen on the gotta have its scale. Syempre, sa kalibutan karon, money can't buy happiness. Dili na gina siya uso. Money can buy happiness good. Kaya syempre, pag mapalit na to tong needs, di ba ta malipay? So, di ba malipay ta? So, walay tao nga dili na kinahanglan og money especially today's pandemic. So, tanan ta nag-aim nga magka-kwarta. So you don't need money to make money. Don't believe the hype about needing money to start a business. It's deceiving. And if you believe it, you could be ruining or delaying the success of your own endeavor. Having no money doesn't mean you have no resources. You've got something. So get started on your new business and without spending any money if you can. So, diba for example, atong new business o kangkong. So imagine kangkong nara sa kilid-kilid. Dili na siya need og kanang bigger amount of money. So, karon kay successful na yung business, makaship na, makabaligyan na, mas dako na ang iyang markets tungod lang sa kangkong chips. Then, pay taxes quarterly. So, dapat mo kalimutan imong tax kay the more nga makalimot ka magkadako imong bayron nun. So, a check in hand means nothing. So, dapat dili gid ka ma-happy nga check ka lang na sa imo, dapat mas mo settle ka atong na gyud sa imong kamutang money good exact amount kay dira na gyud sure ang imong business. Then, avoid negative cash flow. Isa na siya sa pinaka-importante. So, borrow money from a bank before you need it. So, di ba, kay passive pa nga, mag-process pa ka, dili ba na dali-dali ni mo makuha or makahulam kag money. So, why not manghulam kag money nga makaingon ang bank nga dili nimo kinahanglan og money. Kasi, di ba, pag sa bangko, ang lantaw nila is kanang dili nimo need ang money. Di ba, kaya gani kailangan nimo collateral para mutuo lang sila nga dili jud nimo need ang money. I-prove nimo nga na kay ika bayad ana nga money. So, before pa magkalis imong business, dapat na kay prepared nga money to compensate kung sa may loss nga or needed nga improvement sa imuhang company. The next is prepayment is king. Disregard standard payment terms. So, di ba, namo dyan na paunang bayad. So, okay lang na siya i-accept nimo na at least, di ba, kaysa naman mo hatag kag service din tapos wala pa dyan bayad. So, possible nga ma-back out ang customer. So, how are you going to handle that, di ba? Wala man gyapon kay earning. So, at least, pag ingana, patas mo both customer o ang business or ang company. So, your goal as an entrepreneur is to maintain good cash flow, and the best way to do that is to receive your money as soon as possible. So, you must be confident and direct about when you expect to be paid. Yes, it can be awkward and uncomfortable at times. So, dapat maging honest kasi imong mga customers nga ingani jud na ipaunang bayad na or payment first baka before ka ma-render og service. So, naman dyan mga ingana nga kuan. Kasi kung willing yun ang customer, bisan pag unsa imong demand, ihatag yun na nila basta good, high quality yun ang imong service or imong product. So, hiring a professional accountant is money well spent. Kaya nga naman. So, accountants save you money. Accountants save you time. Accountants are not that expensive. So, ano siya benefits kung nakay kagaling accountant sa imong kumpanya or sa imong business. Manage debt well. Next is there's a downside to having investors, diba katong sa outsourcing. So a capital infusion by an investor can be a huge accomplishment and really propel your business to be the stratosphere of success. But remember that it can also be pure hell. Kasi dili man naman yung ibang investors nga mo demand og high percentage of shares kapalit sa ilang health. So, how are you going to compensate that? Dapat kabalo ka mo balance sa mga investors, sa mga ingana nga pamaagi. Focus on building revenue. The biggest investment in your company is yours. So, use different banks to minimize risk. So, dapat lahi mong personal use of money o company's use. Know your paydex score. So, mura man siya kanang more income nimo per year ba ni? And then, makita raman na nimo ang imong paydex score kung sa progress sa imong business. Next, for the chapter 5 is you're in sales whether you want to be or not. So with the right sales, talent, and strategy, the value of the company would have been exponentially greater. Dapat naka-income ka bisan pag gusto ka or dili. Dapat na kay income, na kay halin, na kay money. So your customer is your boss. So ensure that you listen closely to your customers and respond to their changing needs in a quick fashion. So if you introduce something new, be sure that you are prepared for the possibility that your suggestions could be backfire. So diba, dapat open yung ka for progress pod. Then, you have sales before you have a business. So diba, lisod po kayo wala kay sales, then before ka mag-business. Then, kaya ganito planado, diba, ang kanang pagtukot og business, or how to become a successful entrepreneur, prepared good ka dapat anang mga yana. So, you aren't always the best person to close a deal. So, remember, dili tanan nimo nga ma-close or ma-offeran og business is need pug ka. Syempre, napoy iban nga kanang feel nila dili ka inana da ka qualified, so possible pod nga maka-encounter kag failure. Pero di ba, failure makes you stronger. So networking isn't all about you. So possible pod na. Then don't waste time on people who can't say yes. Diba? If you ask for help, then no ang answer, then move on for another person or another entrepreneurship nga successful kaysa niya. So, diba? Don't settle line nga pag naay na-decline sa imo, is dira ra pud kataman kay nawad-an na ka og kanang gana, nawad-an na kag hope, dapat padayon lang jud gihapon ka. There's no such thing as cold call. And then, tell everyone about your business. Kailan kay mag-business niya, ikaw ra ang nakabalo. So, kung sa man ka makahalin, ana, di ba? So, dapat, known dyan imong business. It could be, kung sa man mo siya, imong marketing strategies, posible ba sa social media or sa imong friends. So, ask the right questions also. So, successful people ask better questions and as a result, they get better answers. So, muna siya, another learning. Dapat mag-ask kag pangutana nga wherein ang imong goal is maka-learn kag or maka-gain kag better answers pod. Then, receive the maximum value for your products or services. Next is don't patronize customers. Then, build your network creatively. So, in what way? Being proactive, being creative, meeting the right people, finding the most appropriate environment. Then, most importantly, don't hold grudges. It doesn't pay to hold grudges in business. If you do, you can only be angry with yourself. Kasi the more nga mag-hold kag business grudges dirang dapita sa imong self, the more nga mahimo kang naka-anger issues wherein mag-cause siya negative sa imong self o sa imong palibot, diba? Dapat positive energy lang gid ka. And dili ka dapat mag-hold og grudge sa imong co-entrepreneur pod ba or kanang other business or companies. Instead, work for your business to become the better version or the better entrepreneur for yourself. So, next is for the leadership. So, act in spite of how you feel. As you move forward toward your business goal, don't let your emotions cause you to miss a phenomenal life-changing opportunity. So, push beyond your fear. Bisan pag unsa-unsa na dira imong fear, dapat mo take risk gid ka. Then, make your dreams come true. Dili lang ka dapat dira lang na siya sa imong imagination. Make it happen. Make it real. Work for it. Make difficult sacrifices. Possible nga, if you want the greater things, dapat maghatag po ka great sacrifices or difficult sacrifices. Kay gusto man siya ka og kanang best. So, dapat ihurot po nimo ang imong best. So, you have unbelievable endurance. So, dapat di ka maluya kung unsa man nga failure. Dapat continue lang gihapon ka sa imong mga goals in life. Whatever nga imong gusto ma-achieve. Walay undangay hantod nga dili nimo na siya makabot. Ang goal yun mo nga maghimong top 1 richest multi-millionaire, billionaire. Unsa pa na dira nga gusto nimo, nga gusto gid ka mo excel. So, you should work for it. O, dili dapat ka magpaluya-luya. Be prepared to lose it all. So sometimes dili mo yun ang panahon sa tuwa, but remember, it doesn't kill you if there's failure. It makes you stronger. So basin di ay ang kanang failure is mag-lead to mas bigger opportunities. So mo na siya. Entrepreneurship is not for weak people. So remember, if you are not having that entrepreneur mind, so probably dili jud ka para sa entrepreneur kasi you have to think concretely. Dapat dasigid ka sa imong pagka-entrepreneur. Dili jud kada dali-dali lang. Bisan pag ang ekonomiya na ang bagsak, dili gina-hindrance sa imong as entrepreneur nga dili magpadayon. Kasi dili man pud ang ekonomy nga permanente lang jud na siya bagsak, mo-grow pud na ang economy. Same ra sa business. Then for the chapter 7 as motivation, so being successful is not the goal. Why? You can be successful, but beyond napay mas greater meaning ang life aside sa nahimong successful. And then, you are excited when Monday morning arrives. So, possible, diba, sa ito ang mga luya, especially sa mga students, Monday na sab. So, dapat din mo i-take as negative ang Monday. Dapat mo siya i-think as productive day. Another energetic day para sa mga entrepreneurs. Okay, ang mga entrepreneur, if you experience be with entrepreneurs, dili gyud na sila, mas mag-uul pa na sila padulong ang mga weekends. Mas gusto na sa weekdays nga maka-earn sila kay money makes them stronger, money makes them happy. Of course, what's the purpose of having a business, diba? To earn money. Basic. So, you're disappointed when Friday arrives. So, diba, weekends is hell day na para sa ilaha. So, your parents want you to get a real job with benefits. So, ang gusto sa itong parents, diba, makatrabaho to earn money. So, trabaho mo po na ang pagiging entrepreneur. I think no matter pila pa ka years dira magtrabaho compared sa katong naay business or na mga entrepreneurs gyud, mas una pa sila madato kasi possible nga imong sweldo is isa na kaadlawan nila nga income. So see the difference. So it's not about being your own boss. So dili baya ka ng pag CEO ka dapat ikaw na masunod, dili mo jud ana. For example, mga high profile ka kay CEO ka. Dili ba na siya nga na mo run ang business. Dapat kung boss ka, it doesn't mean na kay ka ng special treatment. It's about how you deal or to lead with your team. So, yung na siya. Entrepreneurship is in your blood literally. So, possible po niya ma-learn ang entrepreneurship. Pero kung bonus gid ng entrepreneurship nga, namin siya it runs in our blood when it comes to entrepreneurship. But working to become an entrepreneur is much less likely na ito nga ginabuhat. Pero nag-focus ta nga ingani lang ang business to earn, to serve products. So ingana mas beyond ang entrepreneurship. So it's how we are going to make ourselves to become an entrepreneur. Nanagid tayo entrepreneurship na natin mga strategies about. Na natin mga ideas but we are not working ourselves to become an entrepreneur. So, you know your worth. So, in every situation, you should avoid negative people, negative environment, because you know your worth, you know your capabilities, you know yourself that you can do it or you can handle things more than their descriptions, more than their ideas, their opinions towards you. So, you are the master of your own path, your future. Then, you can keep a job. So you can keep a job because as much as you want job, there is something if you are really meant to become an entrepreneur, so possible dyan nga mawala dyan ka ang job or mailisan ka, ma-fire ka ang job. It's how you build yourself to become an entrepreneur and have a job as an entrepreneur, the CEO, the boss. So you cry when things don't go your way. So don't tell me nga tanan successful entrepreneur wala sila kaagi og kaning breakdowns, failures, downfalls. So syempre, diba, you have to be strong. Entrepreneurs, if you are weak, then you are not for entrepreneurs, right? So it's okay to be cry. Sometimes it's a way of telling yourself that you are not okay. But don't settle nga dira lang jud kataman. So you can cry, but still you should fight for greater things or to survive, to become great entrepreneur. Then next is it's never too late to be an entrepreneur, right? So like me, I always think about engaging in business world. So since I'm in college, so I am planning to engage in business world. So it's not really that matter nga nagbata pa ka ng sugod na kang entrepreneur na ka. Yeah, I already experienced that. Pero, bisan pag unsay edad, if you have the courage to start things to become an entrepreneur, to have a business or to have a company, you should work for it. Age doesn't matter in entrepreneur. Even our grandparents, our parents, they can still engage in having a business or to become an entrepreneur. So you feel an equal joy when your idea becomes reality. Yes, that is a fact. Fulfillment. If you will achieve something greater or what you imagined or your goal, syempre, an equal joy yun na imuhang ma-feel kay masatisfied ka nga. Worth it ang imuhang hago. So, following your passion is bogus. So, bisan pag wala kay passion na things, if you are you have perseverance, determination, you have the endurance to do things bisan pag dili na nimo talent, bisan pag dili mo na passion. Kaya remember, it can be learned to become entrepreneur. So bonus na lang na nga na kay passion ana nga things. So pwede pa din mo siya nga mahimong inspiration imong passion. I-incorporate imong passion into business. So it doesn't mean pag nakay passion is successful na ka-entrepreneur. You should work for it. Then you have the right motivation. The first level of motivation has to do with one's desire to leave or to avoid a job because of unsatisfactory conditions. The second level of motivation deals with survival. The third level of motivation has to do with creating a great product or service that meets a need or solves a problem. So the third level of motivation has to do with creating a great product or service that meets a need or solves a problem. So next is you love your life. Because if you don't love your life, then who else will? So dapat i-love din mong life because it is a gift from our Almighty Father. And then you should live your life to the fullest, not ruining it. Like me, you can enjoy your youth without destroying your future. So diba? If you love your life, then you will become an effective entrepreneur to learn, to create something new, to love things. And then you're an entrepreneur forever. So if you are entrepreneur now, then you will become entrepreneur forever because of new learnings, new experience, and whatever you encounter, you will not be defeated and you will not let your fear to guard you down. So instead, use it as your weapon to strive harder to become an effective, rich, and what do you call that description of a successful entrepreneur? So have so much money and be rich in this world in a creative way or in a very unimaginable way. So that's all about my report. I hope you learned something. I hope I motivate everyone to have an entrepreneurial mind, to become entrepreneur, and most of all, to become one of the richest person in the world. That's all, and God bless.